Hello, beautiful people. Nice to see you, feel you, even though I get the bounce back from your energy after I've published the video. So I'm back from Mexico. I've been in Mexico for the past 3 weeks and had like a really powerful, expectedly, initiation, essentially. And my pilgrimage to Mexico has happened alongside the portal that we're currently within between the 2nd of February and the 22nd of February. I was in Mexico when it initiated and visited multiple temples and sacred sites in Mexico, in the Yucatan, during that period of time. And I know for me personally, this is a really massive time of like upgrading and integrating, and my guides have been coming through really strong and pushed me forward to share a little bit. So today we're in the self-existing Skywalker. We're within the 13-day process in the Galactic Mayan calendar of White Dog, which is all about how we do relationship, how we do love, what got corrupted in our experience of life, this lifetime, perhaps other lifetimes, individually and collectively, that has impacted the way that we do relationship. Now, the thing that I'm really seeing strong, and I want to give a really big shout out to Ryan from Unite the Collective, amazing channel on YouTube that you should totally check out, and also Alexander from Galactic Tarot, another awesome channel on YouTube. Both these guys transmit, they're embodied galactic beings essentially, and what they bring through is, pure, connected, and really has been supporting me personally to stay anchored within my own vibration and stay anchored above the fourth dimensional reality of corruption that is currently playing on the earth plane. So recently I've connected to multiple people who went through a big initiation over the past few years and have kind of landed in the space of eyes open to potential conspiracy. And it's like that higher mind reality of when we start to do the digging, there are lots of dots that do join together. But our quest here, the reality here, is that we are all of it, and our mission is to come back into love. This is why the majority of us that are on this path have had big initiations through life, because we're here to go into the shadow of human collective consciousness and to re-emerge. It's like our reintegration, our rediscovery of love is the collective's rediscovery of love. So there were a couple of things that came through yesterday with my guides. So this was on the Yellow Electric Human Day, and I shared a little bit about it on Facebook, and I feel to also share it here. So there were a few things that they said. One was to imagine around your field, you've got electric blue fire. So this is your sort of protection. This is the galactic etheric fire protection. So allowing yourself to just, when you have chance to, just visualizing yourself within that fire. And then anything that's kind of coming in that makes you feel afraid, because what I'm feeling now is that there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear on all of the different rungs of the reality, in lots of different pockets of community. And, our quest, again, is to come back to love without dissociation. So allowing yourself to feel into and journey the fear, recognizing what it's linking into from your personal history, journeying it. But then also, that's me saying that, but then the thing that also came through on the channel was to, one of the Sekhem symbols actually is a love heart, like a 3D love heart with an infinity symbol through the center. So to imagine that above your head spiraling, So you've got this electric blue fire, and you've got this infinity love heart spinning. Anything negative that's coming in, individually, collectively, drawing it into that spinning heart with the infinity symbol, and then witnessing as the energy transmutes back into love. Also, the other thing that was really coming through strong was that, we continue with your practice. Let go of everything, do whatever you need to do to come back into self, to feel connected, and then from that space, your overflow can step forward. From that space, your overflow can be directed. And the other thing that's coming through right now is using quartz crystal. So again, as we approach the 22nd, when we're in this massive portal, get really clear about what it is that you're wanting to bring in. What are the visions in your heart, in your higher mind, for yourself and for us as a collective? I would say, we're kind of getting to the place now where we've done the individual manifestation process, and we are now really being asked to come into service. So us as a collective, utilising this portal, yes, for ourselves, but mainly for the collective, with there being twos, there's the big piece of duality, but also the us, me and other. So the harmonisation of that being us. So if you can give yourself the opportunity to tune into what you see for us, and then utilise the quartz crystals to put that intention into, and then planting those quartz crystals into the ground. That's the thing that's really coming strong. If we all, say that there's like 100 people that watch this, if we all plant our intentions through quartz crystals, we've created quite a big grid that spans quite a large physical distance, lighting up the field in different places. And this is a thing that's really available for us now, is for us to be working in very human ways, but also in very galactic ways, to support the field to harmonise. And that was the other thing that came through on the channel yesterday, as in the Whoop channel, was around visualising the field where you are as, healthy, whole, complete, and vibing. It's very easy to step into, like me coming from Mexico, coming back into Bradford, like I felt the weight and the distortion of the field here. And I think there's, something definitely in the cities that's out of sync, and has been out of sync for a long time, but is becoming a little bit more out of sync. So the more that we as beamers can be working in a multidimensional way to just support the healing. And I think it's really important for us to take responsibility for our fear, process it, but not be the advocate of fear. We're not here to be the advocate of fear, we're here to be the advocate of love. The notion of awakening is not about awakening to fear. The notion of awakening is recognising that fear is illusionary and that all is love anyway. So dropping into that space of like, okay, so I know from my personal history, the things that have come in have been my teachings. The things that have come into my reality have been my initiations upon my awakening path. And therefore, this is the same thing for everything and everyone as a collective. Whilst also operating from a place of, I'm also part of the creator consciousness. So therefore, we're wanting to step into an age where the karma is clear. That's essentially it. We're wanting to do the karma clear mission. So therefore, utilising not only the shadow work, but also the light work. I think there's something of a discrepancy that's kind of happened, definitely within my own being, definitely within, or potentially within, the communities that I'm a part of, which once shadow work and the taking responsibility and the not checking out landed, then the notion of light work became obsolete. But actually, we're here to do the both. We've done a really, really big shadow dive collectively over the past few years. We've been integrating from that. Now it's time to utilise the higher mind, our collective higher mind, to begin to build the reality, because we know the way that it works. We've got to do the building on the inside in an intentional way, and then we do the building on the outside. So it's really important to be utilising both of those faculties now. Yeah, and I guess just to say as well, like, I've not come back onto YouTube because I was like so I don't know how to show up. I don't know what's going on, because I know that with my book, which is finished now, I'm in the editing stage. I feel like one of my big things, I'm a very, very connected galactic being. You know, I'm very, if you were to put a video camera and watch me in my natural habitat, I'm far out. But the thing that I feel like I'm bringing for the education system, or to support people to shift out of fear-based programming with their children, to try and create those ripples and shifts in the sense of my book, I want to be in the mainstream, really, because I feel like that's perhaps where it's needed. But I'm also this, so you know, I've got all my galactic guides that are like blah, 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 blah. So I guess the place that I'm landing with now is that I'm just going to keep showing up as me, and you know, my Instagram is kind of for my book and my mainstreamy stuff. Maybe there'll be people from Instagram that discover me here and are like, what? Thought she was just like a children's rights activist, even though I've got a moon tattoo on my head, so it does kind of give it away a little bit. But yeah, what else wants to be said? The other thing that I'm really witnessing within my own experience and within my communities is that our soul missions are now on. We are meeting the people that we need to be meeting, that we've got the contract to build with, and we're in the building time, or we're in the seeding time. You know, we're still within this collective year of yellow seed, the third year of the process that began in 2019, right on time. So in 2019, we went into the White Wizard, the Initiation, the Alchemist, all about transforming the heavy lead into gold, being able to span the dimensions, being able to be awake within multiple dimensions. And alas, what happened? You know, we descended into this global situation, and the underworld, boop, right on the top of the surface. It's all there to see now. And you know, these layers of truth that are opening out, bam, 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 bam. It's all happening, it's all there. This third year of the yellow seed, again, we've got a plunge into the darkness, but what we've got are the seeds of the new consciousness. We've got the seeds of what we're here to build and bring. The seeds within us, our heart seeds, are ripening to a place of, they ripen out of us, and then they're planted again into the collective reality, and then they ripen from there. So our internal yellow seed process is now being mirrored by the external yellow seed process, in that it is time for us to begin to plant. With it being the electric tone, and with it being our collective year, it's about collaboration. And you know, what is it that you bring? How does that fit into community? I think for the first time, we're really able now to be gathering as the tribes that we are, as the souls on mission that we are, and we're finding one another and figuring out the mission. Here's my piece, here's your piece, here's your piece, here's your heart vision. And you know, it's like we've been bursting, we've been waiting for this moment of coming together. And we have to choose. We get to choose the reality that we're operating within. The notion of collective truth is bullshit. There is no such thing as collective truth. We can have the same experience, we can have a shared experience, and my experience of that and your experience of that are two very different things. So we really have the opportunity to direct what we are aligning with now. Where are we aligning? You want to go down that cookie trail that makes you feel really scared and make you feel like everything's an absolute mess and incredibly corrupt? That's a choice. And I'm not saying to be ignorant. It's not about ignorance. It's and experience. Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit squiffy. I kind of already know that this is the way that that aspect of our reality operates. What's above that? Had some really profound experiences whilst I was away. Within these beautiful temples, I met lots of new guides and felt the potency of these places in the world that ceremony and ritual were collectively practiced for a long time. You know, they hold a frequency, and if we can go to these places and ask to access that frequency, we then are able to embody it and to bring it back to wherever we're going, you know, to whatever we're doing. And I feel like there's it's like all of these different experiences on the planet where we were operating at a place of awareness of divinity, of the divinity that we are, where civilizations had not been built upon externalized God notions. There was, you know, we look at all of the ancient civilizations that were operating in mind-boggling ways. They all shared this internal initiate energy. There was this capacity for gnosis, you know, this capacity to know the divinity from within. Because what happens with that is we realise that we are the divine creator, and we realise that the rules of this game and this reality are not what we thought. At the moment, we're in the karma cleanup mission. We're beamed in so many souls on planet Earth right now, you know, many of whom are perhaps creating more mess. But the amount of superpower people, superpower beings that are here now, you know, we are on the clearing mission. And this 13-year process that we began in 2019 is the ultimate descent to ascend. You know, it's like ascend not meaning out of the body, you know, being very much in, but further in and further in, so that our soul, you know, that part of us that we know is infinite, is not merely something that we touch upon when we have our eyes closed in silence, but is something that we're connecting with and is looking through us as we move through the world. That's really where we're at now. You know, this is the dawn. This is the dawn, and you know, we get to say what our experience of that dawn is going to be. Like, how do you want it to go? What do you want it to look like? You know, there are, in the same way as any kind of dodgy relationship, you know, there's something playing out for both sides. And if there is an experience of feeling anything other than an ultimately powerful being, there's some shadow work that needs to be done there. And this is a beautiful thing that we're presented with within this reality. It's like, here's the limitation. Are you going to overcome it? Because you can overcome it. And as you overcome it, you're going to recognize your power. Here's your gift. But a lot of the time, it's like the way that we're programmed to respond to reality is like, this horrendous thing that is happening to me. Oh, this is awful. When actually on a level, we're just all playing a big game. So I'm going to pull a few cards just to see the energy, giving blessings to the cacao. Where are the cards? These beautiful cards. Keep losing my cardie. It's not as warm as it was in Mexico in bloody Bradford, I'll tell you that for note. Another thing that came through Alexander's channel actually the other day, which I was absolutely loving, is this notion of like the, and it completely fits within the Galactic Mayan perspective of things as well. So this notion that, you know, our pure essence is innocence, and our pure essence is this childlike self, this playful, joyful self, which is the blue monkey. And you know, all of these different corruptions that we have experienced with our own experiences, our own lives, you know, are then echoed in the collective, echoed out loud, because it's like, hey, we need to sort this out, you know, we need to clear these codes. But for us to be returning again and again and again to that divine, playful essence of self is it's like the homing. Am I in alignment? Am I feeling joyful? Do I want to kind of connect and dance and sing and do all the fun stuff? And if I'm not feeling that, there's some program running. And this is the thing for us to really, really understand now, you know, in true Matrix style, Anything that's outside of that, you know, and we have aspects of us that are, you know, we have the deep wisdom aspects, we have the sexy sensual aspects, we have, you know, we've got all of those different aspects. But if we're not feeling love, if we're feeling fear, that's all the duality dance is. Fear, love. Dook, 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 dook. And then above that, there is the recognition and the safety in, oh, it's all just experience and it can all be love. But if we're not feeling love, that's our marker of, there's some program running. There's something in my field, in my being, in my mind, in my whatever, that is snatching my energy right now. And it really needs to be loved back into integration. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to do that. I had a really beautiful experience last night, actually, in a similar fashion, where, because I've been feeling full on embodied and juicy and joyful, and then had this huge trigger, came from bloody nowhere, like, oh, whoa, and like full power, full body, like, because it was the yellow human yesterday. So our human being conditioning within the white dog wave spell about how we do relationship. Ooh. So yeah, went into huge trauma response, essentially. Frozen, dissociated. And through some conversations with my sister, actually, that really helped this notion to anchor before the experience yesterday. I was with somebody else yesterday, and because there was this, prior to the past few years, I didn't have myself able to hold space when part got triggered. I would then look to the other to be the holder, and I think this is what corrupts a lot of our relationships, because we abandon self and want other to save us. But what happened last night was beautiful. It's like, right, what do I need right now? Okay, this is what I need, and how do I comfort myself? And I just need a little bit of time to look after me, and you're welcome to be part of that, but what I need to do right now is look after me. Bam, back into alignment, harmonization, learning. And this is the piece of this whole notion of shadow work, the whole notion of the shift. It's all learning. It's all learning. It's all transformation. It's all integration. It's all alchemy. It's all why we're here. Like, yes, we're here to build groovy things. Yes, we're here to, you know, be the beginning of the golden age, and the golden age meaning humans operating at a capacity where they're like, bam, I remember that I can do all this mad, crazy, not so crazy, multidimensional stuff, and I'm a soul embodied, and this is awesome. We are here to herald the edge of that, but what's happening right now is the clear up, it's the karma clear up, it's the duality clear up. So anyway, a few cards. Let's have a few cards for this week, please, lovely guides. Been working really, really strongly with Lemuria and the Galactics for a long time, really, but they've really made themselves known, and I really want to call in the beautiful being. If you would like to share with the collective, beautiful being that I met in Mexico. We have had a really wonderful experience where I met a being in a temple, very, very potent, and she shared with me an etheric being. I said that I'd really like to get, you know, to receive some of her wisdom, essentially. And she said, yeah, okay, if we exchange, I work through you, you work through me. So yeah, if you want to swing by and share anything with the collective, you're super welcome to. So we'd like a few messages for this coming week as we move through the portal of the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. What is it that you'd like for us to know? What would like to come through for us as a collective? I'd like to take 3 cards. So 1 and 2. And where's the 3rd card? Fantastic. Okay, starting to get a bit of a dead leg. Oh, see, I sometimes do this. I like look to the wrong bit, but I'm looking at the camera now. I can see it. I think this is why some of the other gang that I know wear sunglasses, but they do stream to multiple platforms at once. Oh, right on bloody cue. Can you see that? Yeah. Woohoo! First card. Number 33, Journey to Wholeness. Second card, Full Spectrum. Number 26, we've got some beautiful skulls at the bottom of that. Merkaba 1, Merkaba 2. Is there a Merkaba on that one? Oh, there's 2 Merkabas going on. And then number 7, Express Your Truth. Okay, so lots of lovely blue. We've got wings, we've got loads of wings going on. We've got 2 Merkabas going on. We've got the bleeding and the shedding and the skulls and the death. We've got the opening of the feminine. Okay. So, we are here. If we are on this path at this time, if we started stirring before the global wake-up call, we've already cultivated quite a lot of medicine. We are the rainbows, and the thing that's really coming through is that there's something around self-expression. We have to get weird. We have to permit ourselves to get weird, to be seen to be weird, because there's something of an edge when it comes to sharing our medicine that is often feels like we can't overcome it because we're afraid of the rejection that may come. But actually what's being asked of us is to express the multidimensionality of this reality. Some people won't hear it. Some people will think we're bonkers. And it's all okay. We're not going to get burnt this time. They're not going to hurt us, because there's enough of us now that share the same bonkers notions that and there's just a real call to express as we move through this gateway of the 22nd and all of the 2s. There's something in the expression, the feeling of the pain, if there's pain present, and being witnessed in our truth. You know, whatever our truth is. And the multidimensionality of reality is not simply about far out things like extraterrestrials and galactic guides and all of that. It's more about the human emotional spectrum. It's more about, you know, the expression of our pain and how deep people need to understand what happens following a descent into pain. People need to understand the medicine that's cultivated from a descent into pain. Now, I'm not saying to share your story as a victim. I'm saying to share your story as a wisdom keeper. There's something in that not only, that's the message of hope. That is the message of hope beyond all. I went through the depths and I came out with my power. For people to know that means that this reality, this life is easier to transverse, is that even a word? So there's something of the depths that want to be really expressed now, the depths of our reality. As opposed to the far outness, it's about the depths. How do we express the depths? What do your depths look like? Because you've got so much medicine, and you know the time for being fake is done. If you notice you're not expressing your truth that wants to arise from you in any moment, leave, go to the toilet, walk outside, sort it out. Why do I not feel safe to express myself right now? Do whatever you do to support yourself to come back into alignment following some old program running. Then step back into the situation with your truth. And just really be on full alert to self-limitation. Why are you blocking yourself there? Why are you blocking yourself from being in your heart? And how do you move out? Because people need to receive the nectar of the heart right now. That's really what is wanting to come through. And your scars, it's like your scars were armor for a while. Our scars were armor for a while. But now they're like our beautiful tattoos. They are the marker of initiation, and not something that we use as a like, oh, look at my gaping wound, but something that's worn with a like, yep, I bossed it, you can totally boss it as well. And within that comes then this devotion to all that is, to collective reality, to all of it. You know, it's through the descent into the chaos, the pain, that we then are reborn. And this is the resurrection code that we are bringing to the planet. This is the Christ consciousness code. It's about resurrection. This is the white wizard code. It's about resurrection, the death and the rebirth, the alchemy, the transformation. The resurrection code is really what is wanting to be witnessed now. It's like we've silently resurrected. We shared the resurrections that we've been through with the people closest to us that we know will understand. But what's wanting to come through now is just those resurrection stories being on the surface. You know, so that the depth is actually on the surface. So it's not, hey, how you doing? It's, hey, can I receive you? What would you like to share with me right now? Where are you at? I'm going to be present with you. And that gives you an invitation to be present with yourself and then be present with me. Through my presence, I have experienced and I have learned. So really the resurrection energy, the resurrection story. And there's also something within the reintegration that's wanting to land now as well. Just making sure that you're filled and your being and your chakras are clear. You know, you've got these tools. Utilize them on the daily, not just when things get messy. I remember once in a Galactic astrology reading that I received. What's his name? Philip Sedgefield. I think that's his name. An incredible Galactic astrologer. Really into the astronomy piece. So like whenever anything new is discovered in deep space, he's one of the like frontier frontline astrologers that breaks apart what that means for human consciousness. And his background was in astronomy. Philip, it's not Sedgefield, it's something. But anyway, put Galactic astrology and Philip in and you'll find his website. I'm on his mailing list. Why did I just start telling you about him? Oh yeah, one of the things that came through on an aspect of my chart was like, you're here to bring the message that, what was it, something like, ceremony in times of calm is what protects you in the times of chaos. So utilising these tools when things feel buzzing means that when inevitably we have a little step up to do within our evolutionary journey, you're solid. So keep yourself clear, keep yourself anchored, keep yourself connected to nature and bring that transmission of resurrection, because it, you know, when you really integrate it and when you really allow yourself to be seen, it emanates through every piece of you and allows, it's like your full channels open then. Your full channels open to love. That's the top and bottom of it. Yeah, and again, there's something in like the metamorphosis that's coming through, because we've got the dragonfly, we've got the resurrection code, we've got the butterfly. So there's something in the recognition that right now, as a collective, we are going from one thing to another thing. Who knows how long the caterpillar ends up as mush before it emerges as a butterfly? Who knows how long it's going to take for the butterfly to wiggle out and be like, woo, okay, new reality. Very new operating system. Very new way of being within this reality. The reality looks the same. I look and feel totally different. Not really sure how to operate this. Not really sure what to do about it. That's where we're at. Different stages of it. Some people are just going into the cocoon. Some people are still eating all the material things to get really chubby, to prepare, to go into, for their caterpillar to go into their little cocoon. All at different stages. All the same thing though. And I guess the message with that is just to, you know, we don't rush these processes. Just trust the bloody process. Trust the divine order. There's never anything that could possibly happen within the multidimensional reality that throws us off track. It doesn't exist. And we know that through our personal experience. You know, the things that happen that are really shit are the most destined, beautiful medicines. They taste fucking awful. And they put us through the ringer. So yeah, just chill wherever you're at. And don't be bloody, if you're all butterfly-y, don't be going and slating the caterpillars. You were a caterpillar. And don't also be ushering them into the bloody cocoons. They're coming into the cocoons at the perfect time. Back off. Remember, the biggest thing that came through the galactic order is about allowing beings to have sovereignty. And I know that it appears that that isn't what's operating at our reality, within our reality in a global way. But there's always a choice. So yeah, don't be bloody going and trying to round up caterpillars. Who the bloody hell do you think you are? We're all of it. But also be there to witness. You know, and if people are wanting help, totally do that stuff. That was another thing that came through the channel actually. That visualization of the blue flame and the second, the heart with the infinity symbol spinning on top of the head. See that for other people as you move through the city, as you move through the place, but with the intention that their sovereignty will decide whether or not to accept that projection and integrate it into their reality. So yeah, you can do shit like that, but don't be bloody, hey, you're all blah, blah, blah. No, darlings. No. It's not why we're here, is it? It's not why we're here. So yeah, inevitably we're all, because we're with consciousness, we're in this beautiful growth stage of, woo, this is a beautiful playground, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful to be in form, to be able to touch, to be able to connect, to be able to play, to be able to have beautiful relationships with natural beings, to experience relationships with beings outside of form, to connect in with the collective heart of our divine essence. To be human is so good being here. It's so like music and sensation, like to have sensation. To have sensation. Gosh, all that time that we were not in form. Wonderful, you know, lots of plus points, but also like the juicy creature energy of being a human is awesome. So yeah, I think that's all that wants to come through from us. It's nice though. So yeah, recognise that we're all either caterpillars, cocooning, butterflies. All the same thing though, all the same thing. Your truth is to hold the transmission of resurrection, to allow people to feel safe, to stay present, to express the depth of emotion that you have moved through, to integrate anything that needs to integrate, to stay clean, and to trust. My goodness, allow your personal experience of initiation, you know, because in one way it's like we're all existing in a temple, one big temple, and we were like, we smoked whatever we smoked and we've not come round. We're starting to come round, but through this like subconscious reveal that sometimes happens when people take substances. I'm not saying that we've all taken a substance, but metaphor. We're really learning, you know, we're learning how to integrate what has happened on the planet before, how to integrate what's happened to our individual souls before. We're like clearing the codes of limitation on human consciousness so that humanity is able to begin to reintegrate and step out of the duality that has been an illusion that we've been fed to play in, playing with pain, playing with horror, playing with awful experiences. We know it, we've been there. We know it, we've been there. And to the side of it, bing! Clearing karma. Clearing karma, coming into form, playing around, having fun, and holding space. Transmission of resurrection is what we're really being asked to bring forward, to embody. Oh, send you so much love. Might swing back here sometime soon. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Do keep an eye out for my book though, if you're interested in alternative education. Also got some mega things brewing with some superpower people. All of that will land in due course, but bloody hell fire magic, super duper magic. Yeah, connecting with your essence, what you're here to bring, and then how does that connect in with other people? Look at your human design analysis, look at your Mayan astrology. If you want help with either of those, get in touch with me, because especially with human design analysis, for like how we work together, you know, we really get to see what is my role in the team. What's my role in the team? I'm a projector, so I'm here to hold the vision. Manifesting generators and manifestors, they're here to do the creation. Generators are here to do the building. Reflectors are here to process the whole experience and witness and enjoy and feel everything very deeply. Ooh, big mission. With that, you've got a rate team, all the pieces of the team. Obviously there's many more pieces to all of the astrology, but there's something in that. Simply, you know where you're at. This is how it's going to operate. This is how it's going to work. This is what I need to step into life. This is what I need to find my truth, because we've all got different operating systems when it comes to making decisions. These things are important to know. We need to get to know our human vessel. It's like, yep, okay, get to know your soul, get to know the unlimited, get to know spirit, that we are, get to know the nothingness and the juiciness and the body and the voice, but also get to know the operating system. Like, how does this particular spaceship work? What do I need to do to make it operate effectively? And then from there, woo, we're on to a winner. So yeah, thanks to all the galactic guidance. Thanks to all of us being here as galactics in human being form. Thanks to all the beings that are on the planet right now. It's big time, isn't it? The big show. The big show is on. The biggest theatre production ever. We kind of forget that we're playing characters. How funny is that? Like, oh, it's making me think of like people that have gone south with that though. Well, there is no death. I think that's just the final note. There's no death, nothing to fear, just a game. Game of sensation that can be really glorious if we allow ourselves to integrate, but can feel really scary. But then as we integrate the scary, it's like, woo, this is actually really fun. And I'm not saying that the fucked up shit is fun. What I'm saying is the integration of what happens as a result of the Lucifer, fallen angel, South Star guidance is what brings us back into divinity, where we're divinity embodied, and we can receive and we can give and we can play on the planet together. Yes. Much love, beautiful family. So much love. Keep heart anchored. Beam it through the world. Remember the resurrection, Jesus's vibe. Death isn't real. We're all here to love each other. We're all one thing. We're all on a level. Be kind. Don't worship me. If you're worshipping me, you've missed the bloody transmission. Let's love each other. Recognise that the whole thing is just in need of some mama loving. Some mama loving, that's all. We're not here to fight. People will get the karma. People will get the karma. And that's not to say that we don't create new things. We don't create safe spaces. We're here to make the change, create the change. But not from a place of fear. Not from a place of fighting. From a place of like, cool, you've run your course now. You've been demoted. We've built something better over here. We're starting it small. But then it's the template, then it's the model. And you guys can also share this and ping, 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 ping. Oh, look at these really functional societies that we've created from heart. Oh! And there's really magical occurrences happening within them as they begin to build all of this synchronicity, because actually it's divine order. Love has always wanted to support us, but we've got to open the bloody door. Integrate the fear. Gonna leave you there. That door was taught to be open. It was programmed into me. And it's not that I'm saying that I don't believe. It's not that I'm saying that I don't feel. But I'm choosing this door that's out of duality and existing in here and connecting with people from there. And then from that space, we have the potential to create really wonderful experiences. And that's the potential of this reality. Nobody can take that away from us. We are ultimately unstoppable, and consciousness will always expand. And that's it, innit? All right, puppets. Sending you so much love. And yeah, we're all right. Be the resurrection code. Mwah. Peace out.